you know, my purpose. I do know that I am a light worker, you know what I mean? And, you know,
Your
I
purpose
was
right now.
trying to, you know, talking to these is
Your
myself for
your
sure.
purpose right now. Yeah. When you get done doing your
Yes,
due diligence on that, everything opens up for you.
yes, sir.
Right. So just do what I told you. Get in touch with Dr.
Not
G at
going to.
Reawaken Minds. Tell her I sent you to get her homeopathic physician to look at your
Okay.
son because you don't trust these doctors. And I believe that it's also along with, and remember this, for anybody else who have children with the palsy, um, the massage therapy at least once a week for the first 2 years is critical to preventing the locking of the muscles. If it's going to be able to be done, those massages, learn how to do them yourself because it give you good bonding time with the child.
Yeah.
But you need a good deep muscle massage at least once a week
Mm-hmm.
to release the tension between the nerve and the muscle. This is why we need our doulas back. Mm. So they dropped him out. I'm gonna take you in, sister. This might take us out the door, y'all. Um, yes. See, if he would have had a doula, the doula could have been the sound bowls is good for, especially in utero. If he had a doula, she'd have started giving the baby therapy to stimulate nerve growth in when the mother was pregnant, right? But that didn't manifest. That's not what he had. So now we got to try to do something um, post-birth, postnatal for the child to try to stimulate him to respond normally, as normal as possible. Okay, so that's just ain't come in.
Greetings, greetings.
Greetings, guys. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm just listening to all our people speak about the traumas that we experiencing in these hospitals. And I spoke on this before in a live with you of how important it is for us to get our babies born the right way. And in order for us to do that, we have to get away from these facilities because they are literally causing so much trauma and pain upon us, we don't even understand. But my problem is our people don't even know that it's a problem. So how do we even address that issue? Because they don't
Yeah,
even know that it's a problem.
right. So a lot of them not gonna know it until they start arresting doctors for medical malpractice. That's been covered up by insurance companies.
Mm-hmm. And see,
Right.
that's what. Oh, my apologies. Go ahead.
Yeah. So once they start seeing the level of doctor collusion with insurance companies, and they start seeing the level of collusion between doctors and pharmaceutical companies that pay doctors advertising fees for giving scripts out for certain medications, whether you need it or not.
Yep.
So they're giving people medication to treat a kidney disorder they don't have. And the side effect is the prolonged treatment of the kidney, there's nothing wrong with it, makes the kidney become defective.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is the thing. Like our minds are very powerful, and when we go to them and allow them to infiltrate our births, they can tell us whatever they want to tell us. And people don't understand how traumatizing those ultrasounds are to the baby. A lot of the problems that our babies face is dealing with those ultrasounds. It destroys the brain tissue. It destroys the organs. We're not even giving our babies a chance when we do that. This is my baby right here. Can y'all see her?
Hey, little lady.
Okay, so she sparked my awakening. She was born August 24th, 2017. Now, when I was pregnant with her, I was 22 weeks pregnant with her, and they told me, I was getting ultrasounds. I didn't know. I was ignorant. I didn't know. So I was getting ultrasounds with her, and all of a sudden, the technician walked out. Five or six white coats walk in the room, and they're like, and I'm looking at them. None of them look like me. So they're like, well, your baby is showing no bridge in the nose. We're seeing calcium build up in the heart, which is indicators that your daughter has, your baby has autism. I mean, not autism, Down syndrome. The first question they ask me is, do you want to abort? And I'm like, hell no. I'm like, whatever's going on with her, that's my child. I'm going to deal with it. I'm not aborting. So then a week later, they call me and they're like, well, can we do an amniocentesis? Amniocentesis is when they take that long needle and stick it through your womb to extract amniotic fluid. So I felt like knowing the information that I know now, I feel like they were trying to basically kill my baby because they knew what was coming through my port.
Yeah, so there's a technique of fetal assassination is what it's called. They use a long needle and pierce the brain of the fetus.
Yep.
And when they pull the needle out, you'll be all right for a while. But the baby is now hemorrhaging in the brain and you don't know it, and the doctor ain't gonna tell you.
Yep. And so it's like I extend my knowledge to pregnant women. I work in a hospital, and it's hard for me to be there. It's hard for me to go to work every day, but so many of our people are there. I feel like I have to be there. And I messaged you the other day, and I was telling you like how overwhelmed I am. I know that I have a job here to do, but I'm overwhelmed. Like, it's a lot, and I really don't know how to balance that out right now.
Well, the first thing you got to do is be the observer until you know what to do. You might be there only to talk to certain people. So don't feel no type of way if people don't feel like they're listening, but listen to your energy draw you to who you need to talk to.
And that's what's been happening. And the people that the universe has been attracting me to was on vacation, and maybe a week later she went in the hospital with heart failure. And so they was telling her she needed to have open heart surgery. They gave her like 1,000 fucking pills that they wanted her to take. So the people at the job was telling her, you need to talk to Anya. You need to talk to Anya before you do all of that. Long story short, I saw her maybe 2 weeks after that. I gave her a herb blend that deals specifically with the heart. 2 weeks after that, I saw her in the corridors, and she was like, I went to the doctor and they assessed my heart. And they asked me, like, how's the medicine and stuff working? She told them, I haven't been taking the medicine. I went the natural route, the herbal route. And they told her, whatever she's been doing, keep doing it, because her heart was looking 100% better. And it's like, if our people just trusted the process, we will be so much better. Like some of our people question herbs, but we don't question what these doctors giving us. Like, question them motherfuckers like y'all question us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, see, I tell them to question me for a reason. And I want them to, because if I can get them used to questioning me, and they going somewhere where they wasn't asking questions before, it'll become habit. It'll become habit. So let them question me. Come on with the question. I want you to be in the habit of asking the motherfucker, okay, so what is this supposed to be doing?
Yep.
How is this supposed to work?
Yep. And I break it down to them just like that. And then I question them about, now I want you to ask your doctor these same questions about what these pills are doing to your body, because they might be giving you something for high blood pressure, but it's fucking up your liver and your kidney. So what are we supposed to do when you can just take the natural herbs, which we have gotten away from trusting, but we trust these niggas.
Now, how can something that they made in a laboratory be better for you than what God created if they're supposed to do the same thing?
Exactly. But our people have been so far away, like they trust these people, and I'm making it my goal to show them why they should not trust them. So.
Well, it ain't so much of that. Revamping the system. This is what we're gonna be systematically revamping the system. They can't stay here murdering motherfuckers on the medical bed.
Yep.
That we might as well leave the police here.
Exactly. And this is the thing too, like we damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. But
it's okay.
It just escaped me that quick. Oh no, there it go. So when you was talking about the whole network system, we have to realize whenever you're in a network, these are these people's friends. They're going to send you to their friends so that their friends can make money off of you. So it's not like they're sending you to somebody because they want you to be better. No, they want their friends to make money too. So like that's we got to get away from all of that shit. And I'm just so ready for this shit to come to a head because I can't do it no more.
Well, first of all, first thing we're gonna do is people not gonna have to pay for medical care, and it's gonna be more of family doctors. That each family gonna have their own physician. Every family gonna have to have their own physician. Somebody in your family better go to school to be a doctor because you're gonna have to have a physician in your family, or you better send one of them girls out to marry one because you're gonna have a doctor in the goddamn family.
Well, my mom and my sister are both RNs, so we got it legit over here, and both are into like natural holistic care.
Right. So when we go back to the family structuring, like you know how you put elderly in the nursing home now. You know that we're still in the Big Mama house.
Can I tell you,
aunties that's learning caregiving that live with Big Mama, that's where they practice it.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because it just sparked something to my memory. My grandmother transitioned last year, and 2 years prior to her transitioning, she was in a assisted living home in Michigan. So I went to me and my family went to visit her. We're in Chicago. We went to visit her out in Michigan, into the facilities, and so what we had to do was stand outside her window. So as we were standing outside her window, I was guided to pick up the rocks that were below her window. So when I picked up the rocks and I walked in, I put them in my car, I got a clear vision of her, and I heard a voice saying that she was going to go into the Lionsgate. At that point, she was 86 years old. She transitioned 2 years later at the age of 88.
88, Lionsgate.
Yeah. Yes, and I told my brother because it was literally like a doubling over moment for me. And my brother like, what the fuck wrong with you? I'm like, I just got a message that Granny is going to go into the Lionsgate. At the time, I didn't know what the fuck that meant. So I'm like, you know, it gets crazy over here. And then like maybe a month ago, my mom was having some allergy issues. So I made her a blend for her allergies. And I'm like, okay, I was doubting myself. I kid you not. I was sitting right here in my bed where I am right now. My grandmother appeared right in front of me and told me, what is your problem? You better trust yourself. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? And my daughter was sitting on the chair right there. She was like, what, Mom, what? But I was in a trance, like listening to my grandmother. And she was like, we got you. We're not going to let you fail. And I'm like, who is we? And her sister who transitioned after her stepped forward and she said, we got you. Trust yourself. So I'm just like, whew. But yeah, it's somebody said something about C-sections. I want to speak on C-sections being one of the most harmful things we can do to bring our children into this existence, right? Because it again, going back to what was spoken earlier about how where our births are being, our women are being suffering from postpartum. Our babies have to come through our birth canal. It's good bacteria down there. It's hair down there. Like all of those things help our babies connect. Every time we go against that process of having our babies through a natural birth, we create a disconnect, right? Because we're not able to connect with the baby not able to connect with us. So then, like I went through postpartum with all of my children because all of my births were stolen from me because I didn't know this information. But I used to like have dreams about flushing my kids down the toilet. And I resonate with what you said when you was like, you know, we might have negative thoughts, but when it comes down to it, we'll fuck a motherfucker up over our kids. But I would never hurt them. But it's the point that those thoughts were going through my head and I didn't understand why. And even now today, I have like separation anxiety when I'm away from them. And I know that it's because all of their births were stolen from me.
You're right on point with that. The C-section thing too. A lot of doctors root for the C-section because they got a golf game to get to, and I can get this baby out in 4 hours, where you're gonna be in labor for the next 72 hours. And never knowing that the whole extended labor is the psychological connecting of the mother and the child. With the prolonged labor is to embed the oxytocin response into the mother by constantly contracting the uterus. Your baby been trying to talk to me the whole time. You might as well bring her over here and let her say hi to the people.
So, say, oh, did you say hi? So, just a little history. I don't want to put no labels or anything on her, but she's been she's autistic. She's very special, and she's really good with numbers. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can you
Hey,
see
little
her?
lady. Yeah, I can see her. She trying to act like it ain't important now. I see you. I thought you was trying to tell me. I thought you was trying to tell me something. Now you don't want to talk.
I got you, sis. Somebody said never label her. I got you, but I just wanted to let you all know how special she is, but I didn't know any other way to explain it other than what, than using that term. But I know different than that. But yeah, she's definitely amazing, and right now she's choosing not to use this language. But I'm telling you, she speaks to me through my dreams. She speaks to me like she speaks to me like telepathically.
She talking to me now. And she want me to know what she talking about, how she say it, not how we want her to say it. Ain't that right, sweetie? See? Yeah, somebody understand me.
Yeah, and then like when I can when I some like most of the time, I'm gonna just be honest with you, I connect better with her when I'm chiefing, and when I understand what she's trying to convey to me, you can see the joy, you can see the excitement with her. Like, damn, my mama get me, my mama understand me.
Yes, she's one of the defiant ones. She's rebelling against this slave language.
Yep, and that's what she told me. And you know what, when my grandmother transitioned at home, because she kept packing her shit. And my mom was like, evidently she wanted to be at home. So we pulled her from Michigan to Chicago and brought her home and allowed her to transition at my mom's house. When she was transitioning, my grandmother, I took her, my grandma, she heard her in the living room talking. My grandma said, "Who is that in there?" I said, "That's my baby." She said, "Go get her." I went in the living room and I got her and I took her back in the room to where my grandmother was. And my grandma said, "Hey, baby." And she said, she just looked at her and she gave her a little scream. And she was like, "She don't talk?" I said, "No, Granny, she's choosing not to use words right now." My grandmother told me, she said, "It's not that she don't want to talk. She said she don't know you. You haven't introduced yourself to her." I said, "What?" She said, so immediately I'm like, when I got home, I hugged her, I kissed her, and I told her, "I'm unique. I'm your mommy." I just introduced myself to her. And then I really feel like from that moment on, it created a beautiful bond between us. And I truly feel like my grandmother.
He was overriding the errors of the birthing process.
Yeah, because her birth was
telling you that.
Her birth was stolen from me because I ended up having a C-section with her as well. They told me I couldn't have her vaginally, so they ended up giving me a C-section with her. And I have gotten over the guilt of what I put myself through and what I put my children through. I've healed from all of that. Now I'm ready to fucking fight. Now
that's the first thing we feel like when we start healing, and we be ready to test some shit up.
I want to fight.
I'd have known this shit. I'd have kicked me a motherfucking ass 20 years ago about this shit.
I'm telling you, but now my mission is to prevent another mother feeling like I felt. You know what I'm
saying? That's what this whole doula center development is going to be about. When we get done reclaiming our shit, because we not doing this shit. Mm-hmm. They wanted me to ask the question. I said no. We not doing none of that fuckery shit that they've been doing to these women in the hospital. I got a video for y'all that's listening to this. It's called, it's on Facebook. And it's called Desecration of the Holy Places, Hysterectomy and Mastectomy. Y'all might want to check that out. It's about 3 years ago.
I am a Virgo. Oh, that's my sis right there, OG. I am a Virgo.
Yeah. Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna try to get a couple more calls in before this.
Can I ask one more question about the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Sleep. She don't sleep. I don't know what to do.
Give her CBD oils.
Okay.
CBD, and allow her to relax.
Well, she just confirmed it. She said, yep. So, all right, gratitude. I appreciate you as always.
Okay.
All right, how do I get out? Here.
I've been seeing you, Lorenzo, talking about you need to get in here. You gotta come on up and talk that talk. Chiefing with the chief for late at night.
Yo, greetings, good blessings, God. What's up? You hear me?
Peace, God. Peace, God. Where you trying
What's
to
going on? What's going on? Let me see if I can get my camera to. I don't know how to fix my camera though, how to stand around. Man, my heart beating. I want to talk to you for so long. It's been a long time. I'm gonna leave it like this. Anyhow, it's been a long time I want to talk to you, right? So I'm calling you from Trinidad.
Wait a minute, you gotta fix your camera because people need to see.
All right, I now see how to do it. All right. Yeah.
Peace, God.
I'm calling you all the way from peace. I'm calling you from Trinidad now. You have a lot of people on Trinidad and Tobago. You have a lot of people in Trinidad that love you and they know about you. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that I put on to you, and it was like, yo, I can't believe who is him and this and that and how he's speaking. What he's saying, he's giving people encouragement. Like 2 days ago, I let my mother look at you. My mother was like, yo, I like him, man. I really like him because he talking about the leadership. Because she realizing that people is lost and people don't know who to turn to. Like, there's nobody out there that's giving you a hope to see the system destroyed because we know it's a lot of fuckery going on. So I wanted to ask you a few questions, all right? Because now, with me, I realized, like, so I love the brain banging. I love the brain bang, right? But I love the gang banging part too because when I was 12 years old,
you sound like me.
yeah, when I was 12 years old, I started my own gang because I grew up in Long Island. And, you know, I was like, oh, this is it. All right, brotherhood. You know what I mean? It was love for each other. We're sticking together because there's a crew of us and there's thousands of them. So we got to stick together. So now what I'm thinking now is like, well, the light's supposed to go out soon, hopefully, right? When them lights cut, I'm thinking, is that the time the gangbang going to start? Because the gangbang got to go down sometime.
Look,
like when the gang...
Look. We gonna get our chance. We got some dirty motherfuckers that's real good men got to do some real horrible shit to about our babies.
Yeah. A lot of people got it. Some people.
Listen to what I say. You got some real good men that got to do some real horrible shit to some real horrible people about our babies. So don't worry about that. When the call come out, when the OGs step out, when the leadership step out on the land to be seen in front of the public, they gonna get OG calls and get where you need to be because we finna clean this shit up. They know who all of the dirty players is at every level.
Right.
So we ain't gotta worry about that part. That's gonna come. But right now, we brain banging.
All right.
So stick to the brain banging until the OGs say we gang banging. Because they going to tell us who the real ops is and stop us.
And we going to go.
Right, because they've been telling us the mother in the blue is your op if you wear red. No, they ain't. It's that motherfucker hiding behind that other motherfucker throwing a rock at your goddamn ass. That motherfucker that's the one we want. So right now we brain banging. We trying to get the people to know this shit is over with. OG called and laid down the motherfucking play on their ass. Look, I'm gonna tell you what to look for. On November the 10th, if them inmates don't move.
Right.
If the inmates don't move, if the people tell they relatives, they got a spokesperson in the street, one of the chiefs on the land willing to speak on behalf of the inmates, no movement on November the 10th. If they do that shit, and that's gonna scare the shit out of them. The most fearful thing that these motherfuckers is a unified prisoner community. It was because they know that all of our men is held captive by the enemy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying with the banging. Right. You have to go and people got to come out of that jail. I have a cousin in jail right now, and the only way he gonna come out is if the banging start or something like that. Something got to happen because you can't keep these people in this jail for so long. Their case ain't get tried yet. It's been 10 years and all type of crazy shit.
No certificate of jurisdiction from anybody for anybody that's currently incarcerated. They have never produced, because nobody has ever challenged, for the certificate of jurisdiction that the executive legislative branch is supposed to give to the executive branch. Because of the break in the chain of jurisdictional command, all of the inmates then fall under my jurisdiction, chief of the land.
Right.
So now
Right.
I told them motherfuckers, the inmates, when the inmates don't move on, when the OG car go out, the Crips ain't gonna move, Bloods ain't gonna move, bikers ain't moving, Stones ain't moving, Vice Lords ain't moving, and all of the neutrons, they gonna understand the situation, so they not moving.
Right.
Right? So then when they go talk to them, because they always want to know who's behind it, who the one told y'all no movement, and they say, well, this is an OG call from the street. And I'm not talking to nobody but Farrakhan, Malachi York, or the three chiefs. Other than that,
Right.
don't send nobody knocking on my door to discuss and negotiating. When I tell the motherfuckers to tear this bitch up.